In a world where everyone bowed to power, one man stood firm for God. He lost his home, he lost his freedom, but he never lost his faith. This is the story of Daniel, a young man who proved that even in the darkest pit, faith still shines brightest. Jerusalem had fallen. The mighty city of God was conquered by Babylon. Among the captives was a young man named Daniel, intelligent, disciplined, and devoted to God. He and his friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were chosen to serve in the king's palace. They were given new names, new clothes, and new gods to worship. But Daniel made a quiet decision in his heart. Greater than I will not defile myself. While others ate from the king's table filled with forbidden food, Daniel requested only vegetables and water. The guards laughed, but Daniel's faith wasn't shaken. And in time, he grew stronger, wiser, and healthier than any other servant. God honored his faithfulness and gave him favor. One night, King Nebuchadnezzar had a terrifying dream, a vision no one could explain. The wise men trembled, unable to interpret it. Then Daniel prayed. He didn't panic, he didn't fear, he sought God's wisdom. And that night, God revealed the dream to Daniel. He stood before the most powerful man on earth and said, "No wise man can explain this mystery, but there is a God in heaven who reveals secrets." Daniel described the dream perfectly. A statue representing kingdoms that would rise and fall, and a stone not made by human hands, symbolizing God's eternal kingdom. The king fell to his knees, and Daniel, the captive from Judah, was promoted to ruler over all Babylon's wise men. Faith had made him rise where fear could not. Years passed, kings changed, but Daniel remained faithful. Under King Darius, Daniel became one of the highest officials in the land. Jealous men plotted against him. They knew they couldn't find fault in his work, so they attacked his faith instead. They convinced the king to sign a law. For 30 days, no one may pray to any god except the king, or be thrown into the lion's den. Daniel heard it. He knew what it meant, but he also knew who he served. So he went home, opened his window toward Jerusalem, and prayed just as he always did. His enemies caught him, dragged him before the king, and Darius, heartbroken, ordered Daniel to be thrown into the den of lions. As Daniel was lowered into the pit, the king whispered, "May your God, whom you serve continually, save you." All night Daniel sat among hungry lions. But as he prayed, the angels of God stood guard. Not one lion touched him. Not one sound of pain was heard. Meanwhile, King Darius could not sleep. At dawn, he rushed to the den and cried out, "Daniel, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you?" Then mutter from the darkness came a calm voice. "My God sent his angel, and he shut the lions' mouths." The king was overjoyed. Daniel was lifted from the den, unharmed, and those who plotted against him were thrown in instead, and instantly devoured. Faith had triumphed again, not by sword, not by strength, but by trust in the living God. From that day on, King Darius declared throughout his kingdom, "The God of Daniel is the living God. His kingdom shall never be destroyed." Daniel lived many years after that, still serving faithfully, still walking with God. He saw kingdoms fall, kings die, and empires crumble. But through it all, his faith never changed. Because when the world bows to fear, the faithful still kneel to God. Daniel's story teaches us this: you don't need to be powerful to stand for truth. You just need to be faithful, even when no one's watching. When you refuse to bow to the world, God will make sure you stand before kings. So remember, even in the lion's den, you're never alone, because the same God who shut their mouths still fights for you today.